What up, guys? Previously on the Walking Dead video game, we had a lot of stuff happening. New faces in the previous episodes showing up out of the woods. More tension between members of the group. There's still like two factions. You know, Kenny, he wants to leave with his family and take you with him, and you know, you got the other party who wants to stay and bunker down in the hotel. Bandits are starting to come into the mix. It's no longer just a world of zombies to be worried about.
Did you tell anyone out there
your past is coming
this
quickly,
That's right.
like to, back to haunt you possibly. Somebody knows who you are in the group, but as if you played the previous episodes, you know something happens that drastically changes, positions within the group.
Kenny, what the fuck? Sounds like a car.
And at the end of episode 2, you find this huge car where you need to make a choice. All these things happened previously, and depending on what your choices were, they made a huge difference in episode 3 of The Walking Dead. And that's what I'm here to do today, guys. This is Kuta from TeamxEggS, and I am doing a review for episode 3 of The Walking Dead video game, Long Road Ahead. And if you're worried, don't be, because this will be a mostly spoiler-free review. I want everybody to be able to enjoy this game as much as possible after I give this review. If you haven't caught up to this episode, please play episodes 1 and 2 of Walking Dead, because this has been an amazing series so far. If you're into zombies, if you're into the television show, if you're into the graphic novels, whatever, this is a great addition to the series.
Looks like this is our lucky day.
And we're going to get started right away. Alright, so the game picks off pretty much right after episode 2. A lot of crazy stuff went down, a lot of turning points, and a lot of friction within the group. And this game kind of just keeps on going. It's like rolling along. They've been staying in the hotel for a very long time. Food supplies running short, medicine running short, what you'd expect to happen if you were hunkering down. And this pretty much drives the party to be doing like other random stuff, like looking for food and stuff. But big thing, there's lots of zombies in this episode, so if that's your thing, definitely check it out, because that's what Walking Dead is all about, right? Walking Dead, zombies. Let's get some more of those zombies in there, that's all I'm saying. The game does a few interesting things in this episode. You get this like first-person shooter type gameplay. It's alright, it's not perfect, spotless, clean, because as you can see, the sights of this gun are just kind of crazy. I kind of think I shot that guy exactly head on, didn't actually register. You can't just run and gun, you have to get that like perfect shot, but it doesn't become too much of an annoyance. You get through this part and the game continues pretty much on its own. It was a nice addition, I think, anyway. It's better than the, walking around, puzzle gameplay, narrative where you're just talking to characters. The game brings back a lot of the puzzle elements that you'd expect in a game like this. It's figure out how to get from point A to point B. Something happens, you got to figure out how to get further. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it does a nice job of adding more puzzles, because I didn't think there were enough puzzles in the second episode. It was more just like, see what happens, and it was cool as shit, but it didn't have a lot of into it. In this episode you meet a few new characters, which is always good to see, because I like to see an expanding cast. This hobo guy. Further down you get to meet this couple. Not a lot known about them, but new characters brings new things to the series, which awesome and amazing. And probably the most interesting thing in this episode is the friction between the two factions of the group kind of reached this forefront, and it really leaves me wondering exactly how far the choices you've made previously can actually have affected this point in the game. It really makes you want to go back, replay those episodes, make different choices, and get back to this, which I think will be really interesting once all 5 episodes of the game have been released, because it'll actually be like a full-length retail title that it might be worth replaying 2 or 3 times just to see how far you can take the story in different directions. Still lots of talking, and this, it's kind of like the signature of the game now, just this driving narrative between the characters, the interactions between different groups and people, things you expect in a post-apocalyptic type scenario. There's just lots of friction and different ideas. Everybody's trying to vie for power, deciding who should be the leader or whatever, and it kind of creates quite a stir. I'm not, like I said, no spoilers, but that's about it. The game as a whole, pretty amazing. Could be a little more polished, a little more amazing, but in this episode a lot of things that you wouldn't expect are bound to happen, so make sure you check it out, because totally caught me crazy off guard.
Shit! Get off of me!
And that'll about do it, guys. I'm going to give this game a 4 golden egg out of 5 score because I think it totally deserves it. Definitely worth checking out, especially if you're a fan of the series. Leave me a like and a comment, especially if you enjoyed it. You know, I'd love the feedback, good or bad, whatever. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.